Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today, we're talking about something powerful cleaning your past so you can move forward with freedom and purpose. Let's get into it. You can't clean what you won't confront. That truth may be uncomfortable, but it's essential. Many people try to escape their past by ignoring it, pretending it never happened, or numbing themselves through distractions, work, or even harmful habits. But burying your past doesn't erase it. It just gives it more power in the shadows. The only way to truly clean your past is to acknowledge it honestly and bravely. That means facing the things you've been running from, the mistakes you regret, the choices you wish you could undo, the pain you've tried to forget, and the people you may have hurt, or who may have hurt you. Acknowledging your past isn't about living in it. It's not about reliving the hurt over and over or falling into a trap of self-blame. It's about facing it with the goal of understanding and growth. When you take an honest look at where you've been and what you've experienced, you give yourself the opportunity to learn from it. You start to see patterns, triggers, and moments that shaped your beliefs and behavior. That insight is powerful because it lets you break the cycle. What you don't acknowledge will keep repeating itself in different forms, but what you confront, you can change. Avoidance might feel easier in the short term, but it steals your peace in the long run. You can't build a strong future on top of buried resentment, guilt, or denial. Those things will seep through eventually, whether in your relationships, your self-image, or your decisions. When you choose to acknowledge your past, you begin to reclaim your control over it. You're saying, I know what happened. I accept that it's part of my story, but it does not define me. There is strength in honesty. It's not weakness to say, I messed up, or that hurt me, or I'm still healing. In fact, it takes more courage to own your truth than to hide behind a facade. By being real with yourself, you begin to clean away the residue that holds you back. You stop carrying what no longer serves you, and you make room for clarity, forgiveness, and peace. So if you're serious about cleaning your past, start by opening the door to it. Sit with it, journal about it, talk to someone you trust. Reflect on it not with judgment, but with curiosity and compassion. Your past doesn't have to be a chain around your ankle. It can be a lesson that empowers your next step. But that transformation begins with a single act, acknowledging that it's there and you're ready to face it. Letting go of guilt is one of the hardest, yet most liberating things you can do for yourself. Guilt has a way of sticking to you, clinging to your thoughts and whispering lies that you're unworthy, broken, or beyond redemption. It often comes from a genuine place, a recognition that you've done something wrong, hurt someone, or made a decision that didn't align with your values. That awareness can be healthy if it leads to change and responsibility, but when guilt lingers beyond its purpose, it turns into a heavy weight that holds you back from healing and growing. Many people carry guilt for years, sometimes over things they can no longer change. They replay moments in their minds, wondering what they could have done differently. They punish themselves emotionally, believing that by staying in guilt, they're somehow making up for what happened. But guilt is not a punishment you're meant to serve forever. It's a signal, an invitation to learn, to make amends if possible, and then to let go. Holding on to guilt doesn't undo the past. It just robs you of the peace you could have in the present. Self-forgiveness is often the missing piece. People can be quick to extend grace to others, yet ruthless with themselves. They think, I don't deserve to move on. Or if I forgive myself, it means I'm letting myself off the hook. But forgiveness doesn't erase responsibility. It actually honors it. Forgiving yourself means you're choosing to grow from your mistakes rather than be imprisoned by them. It means you acknowledge the harm. You've taken accountability, and now you're choosing to treat yourself with compassion instead of shame. To truly clean your past, you have to release the guilt that no longer serves you. Ask yourself, have I learned from this? Have I tried to make it right where I could? If the answer is yes, then the guilt has done its job. It has taught you, shaped you, and made you more conscious. Continuing to carry it doesn't add value to your life. It only dims your potential. Releasing guilt also doesn't mean forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't matter. It means putting it in its rightful place, as a chapter in your story, not the whole book. It means separating your actions from your identity. You are not your worst moments. You are a constantly evolving human being, and part of that evolution involves making mistakes, learning from them, and choosing to move forward with greater wisdom. So let go of the guilt, not because you're perfect or because the past was insignificant, but because you deserve peace. You deserve the chance to grow without being chained to who you used to be. Guilt may have been part of your journey, but it doesn't have to be part of your future. Give yourself permission to move on. You are worthy of that freedom. Your past should be a teacher, not a burden. Every experience you've gone through, whether it was painful, joyful, embarrassing, or enlightening, has something to offer you. But too often, people treat their past like luggage they have to drag through life, heavy, exhausting, and filled with things they no longer need. The truth is, your past is not meant to weigh you down. It's meant to shape your understanding, sharpen your awareness, and guide your future. The key is learning to carry the lesson, not the pain. When something difficult happens, it's natural to feel hurt or regretful. Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you made a choice you now see differently. Maybe someone betrayed you or life took an unexpected turn. Those moments can be hard to face and even harder to release. But there's a big difference between remembering something so you can grow from it and holding onto it in a way that keeps reopening the wound. You have to ask yourself, am I learning from this or am I living in it? Think of your past as a classroom. The events, especially the hard ones, are the lessons. If you keep reliving the pain without looking for the lesson, you're sitting in the classroom but refusing to learn. You stay stuck, but once you extract the insight, what it taught you about yourself, about others, about what you want or don't want, you move up. You graduate from that version of yourself. You evolve. Carrying pain without perspective traps you in cycles. You may start to believe that your past defines your future, that you're destined to repeat the same mistakes, or that nothing will ever change. But that's the burden talking, not the truth. The truth is, your past only has the power you give it. If you keep feeding it fear and shame, it will grow stronger. But if you approach it with curiosity and strength, it becomes a source of wisdom instead. The choice is yours. You can pack your past with guilt, resentment, bitterness, and regret. Or you can unpack it, take what serves you, and leave the rest. You don't need to carry every memory, every failure, or every heartbreak like it's your identity. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to build from it. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can build is a better version of yourself, using lessons that once felt like losses. So let the past be your teacher. Let it speak, let it teach, but don't let it weigh you down. You are not walking this path to be punished by your memories. You are here to grow. And every time you take a lesson instead of the pain, you step lighter, stronger, and more focused into the future that's waiting for you. You are not your past. That statement may seem simple, but for many people, it's one of the hardest truths to believe. The human mind often clings to memories, especially painful or defining ones, and builds an identity around them. Maybe you made serious mistakes in the past, or maybe you were treated in ways that made you feel small, ashamed, or unworthy. Over time, those experiences can start to feel like your identity. You begin to see yourself through the lens of what happened instead of who you really are. But your past is something you've been through, not something you are. The process of redefining your identity starts with one powerful realization: you have the right to evolve. You are allowed to grow, to change, and to rise above the story you were handed, or the one you created when you didn't know better. Too often, people become prisoners of their own memories. They believe because something happened a certain way before, it must continue that way forever. That mindset keeps you stuck. It stops you from trying again, from trusting again, from dreaming again. It convinces you that you're broken when really, you're just carrying old beliefs that no longer serve you. Redefining yourself doesn't mean denying your past, it means putting it in context. Maybe it shaped you, but it doesn't own you. You get to choose who you are now and who you want to become. That choice starts with how you speak to yourself. If your internal voice constantly reminds you of your past failures or flaws, it's time to rewrite that script. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago or even 5 months ago. Every experience has brought you new insight. Every challenge has given you new strength. You're growing, even when you don't realize it. It also helps to take control of your narrative. Instead of repeating the same story in your head, I always mess things up. I'm not good enough. People don't change. Start telling a different one. Say, I've learned from my past, or I'm proud of how far I've come, or even just I'm still becoming who I'm meant to be. These aren't just affirmations. They're declarations of power. They remind you that identity is not fixed, it's fluid. You are allowed to change, and you don't need permission from your past to do it. Ultimately, reclaiming your identity is an act of self-respect. It's choosing to see yourself through a clearer, kinder lens. It's recognizing that who you were then doesn't cancel out who you are now. Your past may explain some things, but it doesn't define everything. You are not your worst moment. You are not your old mistakes. You are not what they did to you. You are the person who survived it, who learned from it, and who is still standing. That version of you, the one still trying, still growing, is the truest one. Let that be the version you embrace. True progress begins when you stop letting your past control your present. Many people try to move forward in life while still carrying unresolved pain, resentment, guilt, or shame from their past. They set goals, build relationships, and make plans, but deep down, they're still tied to something behind them, something unhealed, something unspoken. It's like trying to run with a rope around your waist, tied to a heavy anchor. No matter how hard you try to move, you can only go so far before you're pulled back. That's why making peace with your past is not optional. It's necessary. Peace doesn't mean pretending everything was okay. It means accepting that the past happened and choosing to no longer give it the power to define you. It means releasing the grip of what can't be changed and shifting your focus to what can. When you make peace, you stop trying to rewrite history in your head. You stop asking what if and start asking what now. That shift in perspective is where real progress begins. Because progress isn't just about moving fast, it's about moving freely. And you can't be free if your thoughts are trapped in yesterday. Making peace is often an internal process. It doesn't always require a conversation with someone else or a dramatic act of closure. Sometimes it's as simple and as profound as choosing, every day, not to let your past dictate how you see yourself or your future. It's waking up and deciding to be present with who you are now, not who you were then. It's learning how to respond to your old wounds with understanding, rather than letting them dictate your reactions or your worth. You may never forget certain events or fully erase the emotions attached to them, and that's okay. Peace doesn't erase your story. It just gives you a healthier relationship with it. It allows you to look back without getting stuck there. It gives you the clarity to see how far you've come and the courage to take the next step without fear. Once you have that clarity, progress becomes less about escaping the past and more about building a better future. Progress can only be sustained when it's built on a foundation of emotional freedom. Otherwise, the past keeps showing up in subtle ways, in how you speak, how you trust, how you dream. That's why peace is powerful. It's not passive. It's not weakness. It's a decision to reclaim your energy, your focus, and your direction. It's the difference between surviving and truly living. So if you want to grow, don't just look forward. Look inward. Ask yourself what you need to release to move freely. Your past may have shaped you, but it doesn't own you. Peace clears the path. And once the path is clear, progress becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Thank you for taking this time with me. Remember, your past may shape you, but it doesn't have to define you. Clean it, learn from it, and let it go. Your future is waiting. Until next time, take care and goodbye.